Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. It is once again Shifty Sunday time. So just sit back, relax, grab yourself some snacks, and chill out because Shifty Sunday begins yet again right now. Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm your host with the most that likes anything on this toast, Hebro77, and with me yet again is my co-host. Don't attack her when she's going down on the cracker. Amazon Lion. Once again, Amazon Lion. We had to restart the broadcast all over again um, because of a goof. I slipped up when sharing my screen. Folks, you got to remember if you got pics and in your folder, make sure that they're viewable to the public when you do share them. That's a listen to me, I guess.
Yes, Amazon Lion in the house. Thank you to everyone who is rejoining us after that incident. We do apologize. And let's get back to a bigger, better show.
Now, I guess we're going to have to go over a few of the things that we talked about earlier because I had to take down that broadcast and restart.
Restart. Michael Fontaine. Okay, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
That's a that was a good show. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And Eddie Von King. No, we weren't banned. I had to take down the live stream because of a very inappropriate photo that was at the bottom of the screen that I'm sure nobody could see. Um, but if you looked at it on YouTube and you enlarged your screen, if you looked at the bottom, you could have seen it. And so I took it down, deleted it from YouTube. So things happen. Um, what are you gonna do when you're live? You know, things will happen. Like I said, just make sure, for the love of Pete, that
Yes, it definitely happened.
make sure all your photographs are clean before you share them with the world.
Absolutely.
So we did have some memes. We showed you guys some memes at the top of the show. We talked about the weather. Weather getting very warm here in Southern Illinois. As I talk right now, it is at 79 degrees. Yeah, go kart. We had to take down the last show. There was some photographs in the folder that I didn't realize that were very personal photographs. And so again, I apologize for that. If anyone did see anything, I do apologize again. But when you're live, anything can and will happen. Let me just reiterate that because
It sure did.
oh boy did it. Yeah. Um, but I'd like to welcome back Michael Fontaine, Nicole Ackerman, who said she left because she'll watch the replay
Watch the
tomorrow.
replay tomorrow. Good
And
night, Nicole Ackerman.
we got Go Kart Bob who came back, and we got Eddie Von Keen who joined us. So thank you, Eddie Von Keen, for joining us once again. Thanks everyone for joining us once again. And so we're back on the air, and we showed a video earlier, and I had some really good jokes about it. But if anyone knows Armor, they know he is now um, a collector of chicks. I mean, he's got more chicks than Hugh Hefner. Well, I
Then you
guess
can shake a stick at.
Hugh Hefner's dead now, so I guess I shouldn't have made that joke. But anyway, yeah, you shake a stick at these chicks, and they'll probably chew on it. I'm not sure. I don't know. But for everyone who missed it, because I took the live stream down, we'll show it again. We'll just show it again.
Alrighty.
I got to get it back up, get everything back up, because we restarted everything. Let's see. YouTube. No. Here it is. Oh, no, that's the video. No, I'm not doing that one yet. Let's see. Okay. It is in Messenger, and I do have some videos I will share, and hopefully those pictures don't show at the bottom when I do this, because we were trying to share memes, and when we're sharing those memes, let's make sure. I'm going to show this video, and this video comes from Armor Up's channel. This is Armor Up's Chicks. He's got some really cute looking chicks and chickens, hens and roosters, I should say, and stuff like that there. So let me go ahead and share the screen. If Fizzy Pop was here, she would enjoy this. I think you guys will enjoy this, even if it's your second time watching it. Here we go. By the way, I asked Armor Up for his permission to show this video. He hasn't responded to me yet, but I'm sure he would be totally okay with it. So here we go. There's his goat. Did you see that goat?
I did. I need a goat.
Yeah. Looks like he's got some dog. Looks like a dog box there. Looks like they're hungry. They're just pecking away. Well, I tell you what. Oh, let me stop the video there. This is a different person's video. And I got to tell you, it would be really nice to have some chickens,
It really would. I think that, it would be a good investment.
We could have some fresh eggs.
Absolutely.
Gives us some fresh eggs every morning. And have some chicken.
Yep. Have chicken for the holidays.
Have some fried chicken. I bet that chicken there would be better than Colonel Sanders' chicken. Of course, I don't know if he butchers those chickens or not. I don't think so. I think he just uses them for eggs. Now, Armour, people don't know, he used to actually be a butcher. That's what he did for a long, long time. And so was my grandpa. My grandpa was a butcher.
Sounds like a very interesting job.
He sure was. He used to butcher hogs and cattle and all kinds of stuff. And when we would deer hunt, and he would go deer hunting with his friends, he was the one that would cut up all the deer meat for them. So he did a really good job doing that. And that's the best kind of meat there is. By the way, they talk about the meat shortages and this and that, and they talk about the prices going up. Well, what's a funny thing is there are deer that are running rampant all over southern Illinois and all over the United States for that matter. God knows
Yes,
where.
we definitely need to get rid of some. There's so many just in town.
Yes, that's the point where I was getting at is these deer, they can be very dangerous. They jump out in front of cars. We witnessed the other day some older lady, she hit a deer right in front of us in town.
Yep, one car ahead. That was crazy. One more car, that would have been us.
But I wonder the laws for that. Like if you do hit a deer, first of all, here's my thing. If I hit a deer, I would like to, you get out of the car and make sure it's still alive. And if it is alive, you want to kind of put the animal out of its misery. But of course, you can't just be, shooting deer on the roadway. But
Of course, which is sad to have to do in itself, but you don't want the animal to suffer either.
no, and that's why I always carry a knife with me. I always carry a pocket knife, and I don't want to go into detail. There might be some squeamish people out there, but you don't want the poor animal to suffer, and you'd have to, of course, you know. But anyway, yeah, we saw that happen, and the crazy thing is there the deer hunting laws are so strict and they're so expensive to buy. By the time you buy a permit and you buy your shells and you actually have to pay to hunt because all of the land that's around here, all the farmers and stuff, they don't want people hunting on their land. And what they do is they set up blinds and stuff like that. People come in and they pay these farmers $200 to $300 a piece to come in and get two measly deer. And that to me is just a sad thing, And like I said, with meat prices going up the way they are, deer and other wild game would kind of be the way to go.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know about you, but I was raised on that sort of thing.
Oh, I was too. My stepdad was a huge hunter and fisherman.
Yeah.
He was always out getting something.
And now you got these celebrities, these yahoos. They're going around trying to convince people to eat bugs. Have you seen this?
I have.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
trying to convince everybody it's the next best thing for us to eat bugs.
They're trying to convince us of that. And there was a meme that we showed earlier when we were live earlier. No more timestamps. What do you mean? No more timestamps. You can't timestamp a video anymore? Is that what you mean? I took down that last live stream, so I can't timestamp it. Thank God. But no, we showed a meme of an airplane, and it was getting charged up. I'm going to try to show those memes again, but I'm going to try to be very careful with them.
All right. Let's roll
definitely
that beautiful meme footage.
Well, hold on just a minute now. Before I do
Just
that,
a minute.
just a minute now. I'm trying to segue into the bug eating thing. The bug eating thing.
Oh, yeah.
In live chat since the weekend, our comments here in chat, you can't timestamp it. I didn't know you could timestamp a comment to begin with. But yeah, the celebrities, they're trying to convince people that bug meat is the way of the future and that it's the best protein that you can get because they're trying to save cows because cows give off certain gases and stuff, and they're trying to say that that's detrimental towards the planet because of the gases they give off is harmful for the ozone layer.
Well, unless I don't know, I would see unless they're giving them something they shouldn't have, because for the most part they will graze on the grass. Then I don't see how it could be that toxic.
Well, I mean, there is a certain amount of stuff that they do give off, but I don't think it's that serious that we should just be doing away with cows. But
yeah, they claim it's better for the climate too,
mm-hmm.
according to Philo Fire.
Philo Fire, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is if you people are not convinced that these people aren't lizard people, you will be after this video. I mean, look at this. This is Nicole Kidman chowing down on mealworms. You know what mealworms are. They're basically maggots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For those of you who are squeamish, who are easily squeamish,
I'm Nicole Kidman.
This comes from Vanity Fair. I think we could show it. And but if you are, you might not want to take a look at this, but I swear to you up and down, these people have got to be lizard people. Check this out. Here we go. Let's see. Am I sharing my screen? Yes. Okay. So here we go. This is Nicole Kidman, and she's got chopsticks there. And what she's got there is basically a farm-raised maggot. I kid you not. Check this out.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm going to eat a 4-course meal of bugs. I am here to reveal my hidden talent, eating micro livestock, cornworms. They're still alive.
Jeez.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. You know, she even looks like a lizard as she's doing that. Look at that tongue. Oh my God.
Very moist, chewy. Can't quite describe the flavor, but need a little water.
Ugh.
Let's try
No.
the second course, shall we? Just a little.
No,
side
thank
note.
you.
2 billion people in the
Oh,
world eat
God.
bugs, and I'm one of them. Because here we go. Some
Think that's how she stays so young and beautiful.
Well, she's
Look at
she's a lizard person. That's why that's all fake skin out on the outside.
right.
Oh my God, look at his face. I mean, look at how she just looks like she's just like freaking enjoying it. I mean, look at that. Just
Like the pleasure in her eyes.
Yeah. It's almost like a sexual thing for her, almost. It's
She's
weird.
having a foodgasm.
Yeah.
Should I say a buggasm?
Gross. Yeah, this stuff is just weird. These people are freaking weird. And anybody that doesn't think, that aren't convinced by now that these are lizard people, guys, we are living in a different reality. I'm telling you, this is not normal. I'm telling you. What we got here? Bone breaking action. Look up cockroach milk. Gross. No, I'm not doing that. You can if you want to.
Yep, I seen the one on cockroach milk. I was like, yeah, you can keep your cockroach milk. Thanks anyway.
Oh God, is that like the white stuff that comes out when you squish a cockroach? That's gross. Gross. Well, I'm not going to be hungry after the show.
Philo Fire, she bugging for show.
So, man, I'll tell you what. With that being said, we are going to share some memes, but I'm going to be very careful here not to share the bottom of the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the outside of the messenger without going into it. So let me go ahead and get that set up, and let's get our meme music.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful meme footage.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? I got memes.
Well, let's do those memes.
Let's do them once again. This time. Let's play some daydreaming music. There we go. That makes for some beautiful meme music right there. There we go. Okay. This should let's try to not share sharing the memes. This first one, I got to tell you, cracked me up when I saw it. Okay, now, you guys remember Tiffany? I think we're alone now. Well, here's this. I think I'm still alone now, huh?
Love it.
I'll tell you, that right there is going to give me nightmares.
Now you'll never get to see any of his movies the same way again.
This right here is Tiffany's greatest hits. You know? See, I made that joke earlier.
Yeah.
The timing was better. It was better. See, you guys missed it when I made it.
Yeah, one of the top albums, so I heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, over the top albums. You know?
So good they never came out.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to try to share the next meme, but let me go ahead and take down the screen. I'm going to have to do these one at a time because of the, the thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Let's see here. No, I can't show it like that. Let's see. Let's see.
I'm digging your little beat in the background.
Why, thank you. Here's how I'm going to do it. Here's what's happening. I am going to put it in our Hangouts. I hear it. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the rest of them.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark here now too.
It is
Go-kart
dark.
Bob.
It is pitch black.
And I do understand Philo Fire. About less daylight. I don't think anybody likes that much. Not too many, I would think.
Let's see. I'm just about ready, people. Give me a little bit more time. Just about ready. And then we're going to do this. We're going to share some more memes. I promise. Here we go. There's that one. There's this one. There's this one. I like this one. Okay, folks, just hang on to your hats. We're almost there.
Hold on to your hats. Don't let them blow away.
Actually, very windy. Who knows? I'm doing this as fast as I can. Right. I believe we were on this one when I stopped. I had to stop. All right, let's go here.
Go-kart Bob.
And one more. And this should do it. And let's see here. Okay, I think I got that one. Let's see. Download this one. And okay, let's share some memes. This is the first one. Well, now it's not letting me hear it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Bone-breaking action for Sedgy come Spitfire over this beat. While he was doing that thing, with this beat, I was thinking, that thing, that thing, that thing. Anybody remember that song?
I think. What song is that?
You know, I can't remember what band it was. I don't remember the singer, but I just remembered those words while you were sitting here messing, with the memes, getting them ready.
Okay, here's your first meme of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Triangle Illuminati. I don't know any triangle. Okay, here we go. First meme of tonight. This is pretty well self-explanatory. Now, we talked about this a little bit. As you remember, Amazon Line. Am I sharing?
Yeah, you're sharing. I'm just sitting here thinking, electric jets. It's crazy when it comes to mind. And another thing that came to mind, I was just thinking, well, I wonder if they really came out with these yet. Oh, is that who that was? Final Fire, SWV Sisters with Voices? Because I could not remember. But yeah, I honestly think they possibly could have something like that already.
You might see riding lawnmowers like this. Okay, next one, I'm going to read this one. Darling, why are you trying to reach the ceiling with your legs? You don't understand these things, Carl. It's yoga, and this is the position called the candle. And does the fact that you just farted have anything to do with it? It's a scented candle. Now go away.
Yeah. I could so see me doing this in a yoga class. That's probably why I don't join.
Well, I got to tell you, when I was in high school, this used to be like we used to do sit-ups and wrestling, wrestling practice.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Like every single one of us, like one guy would hold the other guy's feet and the other guy would do sit-ups.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then we'd come up and it was like every other time we come up.
I bet that was an interesting room.
Oh my gosh. We would just start laughing and laughing. We were giggling so much we could almost not even get our sit-ups done. The coach didn't like it too much, though. It's like, all right, quit laughing, guys. All right. And I think even the coach was laughing. So, yeah, I can understand not wanting to do the scented candle.
Join any type of exercise class.
Speaking of flatulence.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs some of that toilet paper.
I swear to you.
That's the strength there, buddy.
I swear to you, the two things, Taco Bell and Chinese food. Something about Chinese food. I don't know if it's soy sauce or maybe the hot peppers I put in my Chinese food or both. But every time it's like, uh-oh, bathroom emergency. So, yeah. This is those two.
Yeah, mine's McDonald's.
McDonald's?
It does not do the stomach right.
Probably the greasy food. Do you think?
Oh, I imagine that's the case.
Yeah, we used to call it Taco Hell.
Yeah, I've heard that used quite often.
Here's what little kids like to do.
Oh, yes, they do. And I don't know hardly any child that hasn't went through a stage in their life where their favorite word is poop.
Yeah.
And they get the biggest smiles and the funniest giggles over that word.
Taco smell, Wildfire calls it. Taco smell. Hey, we should have saved that meme for Taco Tuesday. You know, me and Saji's going to try to bring Taco Tuesday back.
Yeah.
I talked about that, when we tried the broadcast earlier. DD74 in the house. Hello, DD74.
Yes, the corn is definitely healthier than the flour.
When grandmas fight, May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. You know, I hate it when my marinara sauce doesn't cling to the pasta.
It's just funny the way she's holding her hand up to her mouth there at the bottom.
I mean, this is really true with Sicilians.
Yeah.
Is they have this thing called the Sicilian curse, and they'll actually curse each other,
Yeah.
give each other curses, you know. But I used to love that show, Golden Girls.
Yeah, I thought they were hilarious.
They were funny. And this right here, coming up, this next meme, we talked about it at length. And now that I've had time to think about it, you know what? Not only would I don't think I would like to have that as an air freshener, but maybe if there was a few sausage links hanging there, maybe that would be This would be a good one to snack on while you're in traffic, you know?
Yeah, I think it'd make a lot of people hungry. I imagine they'd be smelling, the ribs or the barbecue sauce or whatever the case may be, hanging there and just kind of at the stoplight, reach over, take a bite.
Again, Eddie Von Kuhn, I don't do the 3D printing. That's a different hero. And you saw that I was in his chat the other day. So you know that I'm not him. Von Kuhn over there. He's always razzing me about the 3D printing. There's another Hebrew.
Yeah.
There's another Hebrew out there that does the 3D printing of Castle Grayskull and his He-Man action figures and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty good channel. But I call myself Hebrew 77 or Hebrew from Eternia. So I think he's just Hebrew. Sausage or salami would be wrong. I don't know. You talking about like aesthetically? There you go. There's yours. This is perfect.
That is definitely mine.
Yeah.
I have to have my coffee to adult. If I don't have my coffee, I cannot adult. They told me when I became a first-time parent, and I was real young, they said, eventually you'll become used to mornings. And they lied to me. I can't function at all without coffee, especially mornings.
Yeah, I got to get you that poster that says the first coffee.
Don't talk to me until I've had my first coffee.
There you go. Yeah, there's a t-shirt for you. I should get you. Yeah. All right. Well, there's that one. And I like this one.
As a matter of fact, I'm drinking coffee right now.
I'll have to read this one. It's very small on the screen there. Fall, where you at? Fall, on my way. Had to pick up Summer again. He's drunk in the back seat and smells like pumpkin spice. That is so true. As I noticed, it's almost fall, and it seems like it just doesn't want to become fall. I think fall's on what, the 23rd?
Yeah, I believe it's the 22nd or the 20. Yep, it's the 23rd. You're correct.
And I got to tell you, like this coming week, Monday through Thursday, it's supposed to be in the upper 90s.
Yes, and that's our fall. It's going to be in the 90s. for almost a whole week. That's crazy. But I'm also a Leo, so I like that hot weather. I like it better if I have a water hose or a pool, though.
Yeah.
Maybe some air conditioning to go into for a few minutes, or a fan on my face, just enough to blow the hot stuff back off and then go back outside. I'm an outside person.
But nature always finds a way, because in spite of warm weather coming up, and we still have lots of bugs to kill. And no, in spite of all of what's going on with warm weather and all that, fall is still trying to make a way, because I noticed this morning I woke up and there was leaves on the ground.
Philo Fire says that the fall used to be on the 21st. Interesting.
But there's leaves on the ground, and I noticed that
there's leaves on the ground, and it's going to be in the 90s.
The grass is turning brown too. So there are definitely signs of fall, but yet, here in Southern Illinois, our weather is very bipolar.
Oh, absolutely. It's that time where, it's real cold at night and, it's real hot during the day. It's like a back and forth thing. You got to carry an extra outfit just to keep up with the day and the night.
And
the cold and the hot.
DD74 says it was 52 last night.
Yep, we're getting in the 50s too.
Yeah, it's cool at night. But it's been real hot during the day. Like we can't shake off the summer weather. And here's the last one. This is where I was at before we were down a while ago due to some technical difficulties. Pew pew.
I wonder which pew they'll decide to sit in.
Yeah, get it? Yeah. They're pews.
Which pew is your favorite?
I tell you, I've never seen pews like this that had sort of a design on them. Most of our pews in church are just brown. Interesting.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't go based on my feelings, but when I am around the pews, I guess it just depends on how I feel. Sometimes I feel like sitting in the back, sometimes right up in front. That way I don't got any distractions.
Yeah. I like sitting in the back. I like just to be, you can see the front just fine. And the thing is, you don't really have to see anything. You just have to listen.
Right.
That's the way I feel about it. But hey, that is the last of our memes. I hope you guys liked them the second time around, much as you did the first time around. And
that was some beautiful meme footage.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, you came up with some. You're the one that came up with the memes this week.
Yeah.
So there's your memes of the week, ladies and gentlemen. We have a fun night here tonight, but we also have a serious night. We have a lot of topics to cover, and one topic which I'm saving for last is very scary. Almost, it's almost like comes right out of a horror movie, if you will. But as you know, we were absent last week. And last week, I think the day before Sunday, it was either Thursday or Friday, I can't remember which, Queen Elizabeth passed away.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
And since we weren't on Sunday, we couldn't talk about the passing of Queen Elizabeth. And I think on the Mass YouTuber channel, he covered it a bit on his channel. But we're going to cover that just a bit because there's something interesting going on. as the Queen passed away, and now Prince Charles has become king, or he will be king. I don't know if he's been formally crowned or not. I don't know what it's called when you become king or whatever, but there's a very interesting story behind all of this, and it kind of ties in a little bit with religion. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I heard that part. That it has to tie in with religion, so it should be interesting to take a look at it.
Well, let's take a look. There's a prophecy in the Bible. There's a and the book of Revelations, and this has been interpreted, and it talks about the Antichrist. And there was supposed to be many Antichrist, and there have been Antichrists that have come and gone, and supposedly, well, let me see where this is, because it's been since last week. Here we go. This is a story on back in the 90s. There was a guy who wrote a book called Cup of Tea and the Antichrist. And some of his stuff has since come to light and has since been revitalized and talked about. And I have an article here. Queen Elizabeth is dead. Prince Charles, who called for trillions to be at the disposal of Antichrist, will now be England's first king in a generation. So England hasn't had a king for an entire generation. And me and Saji talked about this briefly, and I think you and I might have covered this as well, where for the first time in our lifetimes, there's going to be a king of England. Like in our lifetime, we've never seen, the only thing we've ever known is Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
So this article, which I think is a very interesting one, I'm going to go ahead and read it. And you guys can sit back, relax, have yourselves some snacks. And it talks about Prince Charles and the correlation between Prince Charles and the Antichrist. So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
You got your snacks?
I've had my snacks.
Oh, okay. Well,
I could go get some, but I'm all right.
Okay.
I'll snack on this article.
There you go. Okay, let me take a drink here of my tea. Speaking of tea, I'm drinking tea. Okay. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Britain's Queen Elizabeth II, ending her 70-year reign. Prince Charles, who called for trillions of dollars to be given to Antichrist, now preparing to become King of England. So what does that even mean? He's called for trillions of dollars to be given to Antichrist.
That's crazy.
That is. Back in an article published in June of 2022, we asked a simple question regarding the identity of Prince of the Covenant found in Daniel 11:22 in your King James Bible. In our day, we have an astonishing three princes, all grabbing space in the end times headlines. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed, who is the key driver behind Abraham Accords, is in the first place. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, wow, what a name, Salman, who is busy building Neom in second place, and the man bringing up the rear, Prince Charles, who wants to give trillions to Antichrist, is in third place, and he just became king. Wow. Awake yet? Okay.
That's just insane.
I mean, there's the whole bug eating thing, and there's a big story coming up here in just a little bit after this one that is just going to blow your minds away. I'm sure of it. So, of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. John 16:11. I have a feeling that things are going to start moving quickly now. Prince Charles is King of England. Pope Francis possibly preparing to be replaced by a much younger man. Emmanuel Macron recently re-elected for 5 more years. Charles is not going to do much for England, but I have a feeling he will be quite useful to the end times. See the video below for more than that. And there is a video, but I'm going to go ahead and keep reading the article. Britain's Queen Elizabeth II dead. Charles is king. The Queen died at Balmoral, her private Scottish home, this afternoon. She was Britain's longest ever reigning monarch at 70 years and 214 days. Wow, that's a long time. According to the customs and laws shared by the United Kingdom and 14 other Commonwealth realms, of which Her Majesty was head of state, the Prince of Wales, known as the Duke of Rothesay in Scotland as heir, became king at the moment of his mother's passing. Okay, so that's how that works. Wow, I thought there was some kind of, ceremony or a dubbing thing that they did or something like that. I didn't think he was actually just automatically king. So that's interesting. The new king may select a regnal name or choose to continue as King Charles III. The associations of the English Civil War with the name Charles may prompt such a decision, or it might be thought enough time has passed. While the nation will now observe a period of mourning for the popular and long-lived Queen Elizabeth II, the coronation of King Charles would come as early as 12 months' time, so a year from now. Huh. Prince Charles, the Great Reset and the Coming Antichrist. Prince Charles at the COP26 said this: here we need a vast military-style campaign to marsh the strength of global private sector with trillions at his disposal far beyond global GDP, and with the great respect beyond even the governments of the world's leaders. It offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition. So how do we do it? Awake yet? Says. Wow, look at him there. Kind of looks like a puppet. He's got those rosy red cheeks, and he's got these lines here that the mouth. You seen like those old time puppets? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So here's a video.
You got a triangular clown nose.
Go ahead and play the
We have
video.
an incredible opportunity to create entirely new sustainable industries, investing in nature as the true engine of our economy.
The current global crisis has disrupted every aspect of our lives, but it has also presented us with an extraordinary opportunity, a chance to reset and accelerate efforts to improve the state of our world.
So here we go. They talk about the Great Reset, and I don't know if you ever hear of the Great Reset.
I don't believe I have. It's something I'll have to look into.
Okay, now there's this conspiracy theory going around, and we talk about the Great Reset. And at first, it seemed like it was going to happen, and then when I can't say this disease on the air, but we'll just say global pandemic. When the global pandemic hit, everyone thought that was going to be part of the Great Reset. That it's all part of this Great Reset. And of course, like I said, you'll have to do research on that and see for yourself what that's all about. But
Right.
Everyone talks about how there's all these men in power and how everything's in power and how everything's going to be reset to where there's one global economy and there's one world government and there's the population on Earth is cut down to nearly a third
Of a third of the population.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is all supposedly part of the Great Reset. So let's hear what they have to say about this.
Changing our current trajectory will require bold and imaginative action, together with determination and decisive leadership. In order to secure our future and to prosper, we need to evolve our economic model, putting people and planet at the heart of global value creation. If there is one critical lesson we have to learn from this crisis, we need to put nature at the heart of how we operate. We are on the verge of catalytic breakthroughs that will alter our view of what is possible and profitable within the framework of a sustainable future.
Possible and profitable of what's profitable. And then he talks about people. He talks about putting nature ahead of people. He talks about people not being profitable.
Right.
Do you hear it in that, what he's talking about?
Yeah, I do.
In other words, we're a disposable resource. We're not even, like, we're at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to this, just when it comes to this that kind of thinking, the Great Reset,
Right.
So just listen carefully to what this is saying, because this is some wacky stuff here.
It is.
We need nothing short of a paradigm shift, one that inspires action at revolutionary levels and pace.
A paradigm shift.
We simply cannot waste.
That's an awfully big word to use.
The only limit is our willingness to act.
In a speech, goodness.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars.
Oh, Lord.
We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green.
So let's get rid of them.
Can't afford to go green, so get rid of them.
Can't afford to go green, so let's disregard them. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah.
This is what he's talking about. He's talking about building a military, a militant type of society where we live in tyranny.
Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector.
See, he says military campaign. In other words, he wants to get the entire world together for this great reset, and we're going to have what's called martial law. In my mind, or at least in the this is
Or
just
they're going to march through the streets and.
Yeah. They're going to be coming to your doors, and
Yep.
if you can't pay, you can't stay. If you're not up in the 1%, like these people are, not the world's smartest, the world's richest, the world's best, well-bred, you're gonna
It's not a comfortable thing to think about, but we should.
something to think about.
With trillions at his disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition. And the time to act is now.
I like the happy little music there at the end.
Right.
Everything's fine, guys. So there you have it. There's our yes, Michael Fontaine. Basically, lizard talk. We talked about how the celebrities have become lizard people, and now, we've long since suspected them of being lizard people. Now they're sort of just coming outright. They're eating bugs. They're talking about world domination. They're talking about New World Order. All this stuff is just coming right out in the open. And if we're not careful, we're going to be the bottom feeders living at the bottom. And, this is all just my opinion, of course. I don't want YouTube to hit me with some misinformation crap or anything like that. But listen to what he was saying there and really pay attention and be aware of what's going on around you, because the C word, the one I can't say on air, that was just the beginning of it. Think about what that caused.
Well, I mean, if something like that goes down, I'm one of those who knows, when to go, where to go, how to make it.
You got to be that way. You got to be self-sufficient, and that's what I was talking about earlier about killing your own deer, planting your own vegetables and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Better
maybe,
get on it.
Maybe we'll be forced to have to eat bugs. Maybe the celebrity lizard.
Well, that's what I was, that's what I was thinking too. Like if I really had to, get down to it and that's what we had to survive on, then sure. Yeah, but you're not going to have all those spices and stuff around. I mean, you can get it from like herbs and flowers and stuff, but like the extra added stuff they add to seasonings that are in your cabinet, it's not going to taste like that.
I like fires.
She made it look like it was so good, and I was thinking, I wonder what kind of seasonings they had.
Yeah. She just made it look like, it's so
like it was no big deal.
And so what did she use? What words did she use? Succulent.
Yeah.
Like, gross. No, thank you. Now, if it comes down to it, if we're gonna head towards what he's talking about, it all started with something I can't mention on the air, but it all started with that when they shut down the businesses and told us to all stay at home, and and everyone was clearing toilet paper from the shelves and stupid crap like that. But
Well, if they get so bad that they're starting to march down the street, first word I hear of it, I am not staying home.
yeah,
I'm packing me a bag.
the creepy puppet movie with Anthony. No, I don't think I've seen that. Fall of Fire. Huh. Monster Piece Theater. That's what she was talking about. Well, yeah. I mean, but that is a lot to chew on. And
Yeah, it is.
and if you guys think that that's scary, the scariest is yet to come.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I never thought about that. But we have some other stuff to cover here tonight as well. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the Mandela effect.
All right.
Now, I think that Saji and Armor Up covered this a little bit on Crack in the Darkness, but there's an interesting article that I have here on the Mandela effect. Let's see here. Where is it? Here we go. Scientists confirm the Mandela effect exists, creating false memories. Now, here's the thing. I have a real problem with the term false memories. I don't like it when they call it false memories. I don't like it when they call it misremembering or use any kind of terms like that, because what it does is it downplays the condition, and then it makes people who are affected by the Mandela effect seem like a bunch of crazy idiots, and we're not crazy idiots. We're all experiencing this thing called the
Right.
Mandela effect, and it's
There's
very
too many
real.
experiencing this thing for it not to be a thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, the thing, the thing, this thing.
You know the thing.
I couldn't do that earlier. Couldn't get to it fast enough. But no, it belittles us. I don't like them giving us terms like misremembering, stuff like that. But I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. I got an article here on the Mandela effect, but I need to refill my drink. So Heather, I need you to be my wing person.
Alrighty.
And go ahead and entertain these people for about just a few seconds, just until I get my drink, and then I'll be right back.
All right.
In other words, you guys talk amongst yourselves. That's a joke that you're not accustomed to, because me and Armor and Saji, I used to tell them guys that. Of course, there was two of them. They could talk to each other, but just tell them that one story. Oh, you know what? Why don't you, if you'd like to, why don't you tell them about your Mandela effect you had here recently?
And which one was that of?
Do you remember, like, the what was it? President, was it president one? No, it was a day or something. It was one that you told me about, remember?
I don't.
No, you told me about one here just a couple days ago.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was.
And I told you that I think it's already marked as a Mandela effect. Do you remember?
Oh, I wished I could remember.
Oh man, no, it was pretty good. And when you said it, it hit. But anyway, I guess just talk about something else. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well, as you guys know, I had a big giant tree branch fall on my foot. I finally get to go see the doctor for that tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to have him check out the other foot tomorrow as well, because about 6 years ago, I was taking my evening walk, and the neighbor that was connected to me didn't have the patience to wait for me to cross her driveway to get to the sidewalk, and she zoomed in real quick and ran over that foot. So now I have 2 bad feet. So I'm going to go get them taken care of. I'm sitting here reading through the comments here, guys. Let's see where I last read. She got a lead and gold coffin? Didn't know that. Final Fire. The Simpsons called it. Michael Fontaine. I think the Simpsons call a lot of it. That's the funniest part. King Charles is the only person ever to meet all the criteria to be the next Antichrist. Yes, all that is just food for thought. I like your comment, Final Fire. Think he more of a queen, if you know what I mean. Heard he wears ladies' underwears. Readers want to know? Crumpets. I don't think I've ever had a crumpet, honestly. I can't remember.
Okay, that took a little longer than I suspected it would. Thanks for
That's all right. I'm just sitting here reading through the comments, trying to reply.
We got Teresa Lynch in the audience. And Teresa is just in time for me to read this Mandela Effect article. And are you ready for the Mandela Effect article?
I am.
And this article could go either way. It could be a bunch of crap, or it could be a confirmation of what we've all already have all known all this whole time, and that scientists weren't acknowledging. Who knows? Let's see. Let's take a look. So I'm going to read this article, guys. Scientists confirm the Mandela effect exists. So here we go. A study on the Mandela effect titled "The Visual Mandela Effect as Evidence for Shared and Specific False Memories Across People" has been accepted for public in the journal Psychological Science. There's that term that I don't like, the false memories. I hate that term. But I digress. Let's go on. So you can see here Curious George, and it shows him without a tail with a furry squirrel tail. I don't know why people think he would have a furry squirrel tail. That's kind of stupid. And then a regular monkey tail, like we all remember.
In my head, before I even look at the pictures, I remember him having a tail, but now that I look at the photos, I remember him not having a tail, and God only knows what that fluffy tail is, because I ain't never seen nothing like that.
That looks weird. It looks like they threw that in there just to make us look like fools, I guess. But here you have, and that's interesting that you would say that. That is what we call, there's a term for that. What you just said, that's called taking the upload, I think it's called taking the upload, because what you've done is you remember him with a tail, but as soon as you saw the picture, you took the upload, which means you automatically, okay, now I do remember him without the tail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird how it registers that way.
So the Mandela effect, how it's changed, in other words, has changed you.
Yeah.
And over here we have the Monopoly Man with the monocle, the Monopoly Man with glasses. What is that? The monocle and something else. And the Monopoly Man, how he is without the monocle.
Right. I was going to say I remember him with no monocle. I think it was more the Pringles guy that had the monocle.
Really?
Didn't the Pringles guy have a monocle?
No.
No.
Pringles guy didn't have anything.
Weren't they kind of similar looking?
They both had the same mustache, I do believe. Now, this next one, I'm not sure about. Here's Where's Waldo, just without anything.
I don't remember him with anything.
And that's probably...
No cane, no umbrella.
Oh, yeah? See, I don't either. I just remember him like this. And
Yeah.
I think we both took the upload because a lot of people, I think, remember him with a cane or an umbrella. And here is Pikachu.
I remember the third one.
The third one. This one?
Yeah, with the black at the end of the tail.
That's the way a lot of us remember him too. But guess what?
He doesn't have it?
He doesn't have the black on his tail.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what they did here. For some reason, they put this on his tail, but this is how he is now, I think, the one in the middle.
Okay.
Now, Fruit of the Loom, everybody remembers Fruit of the Loom like this with the cornucopia.
Yeah.
Here's how it actually is.
I don't remember it on a plate.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Oh, here's how it actually is. And some people remember it being on a plate, I guess. I don't remember it being on a plate either. I just remember it with the cornucopia. So that's that one. And then the next one is C3PO. I think this is how he is now, here in the middle with the silver leg. And a lot of people don't remember this.
I don't remember him having a silver leg. I thought they matched.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people remember him, all gold. So you remember the all gold too, huh?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing that they talk about is that his torso was down a little lower, and now more of his parts are exposed. They don't remember this much of his torso being exposed.
Wow.
So that's the other one.
No, I remember his torso covered, though.
Completely?
Yeah.
Just the golden torso?
Yeah, like it was a gold pair of underwear. That kind of clanked in the front when he walked.
Yeah. And that's how a lot of people remember him. They don't remember this with all the wires sticking out and stuff. But let me go ahead and we'll get to the audience. Do you see what the audience are saying right now? Because I can't when I'm sharing.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Curious George definitely had a tell. I remember it. Teresa Lynch. Let's see. Teresa Lynch, download. Michael Fontaine. My father-in-law remembers the Monopoly guy with a monocle.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa Lynch says, I seem to get dual memories a lot.
Okay.
Michael Fontaine says, yes, Pringles had one.
Really?
Wildfire, Peanut Man.
Now, I do remember the Peanut Man.
Yeah, I remember the Peanut Man. Planters.
Mr. Peanut.
Pringles had one till 2012, says Michael Fontaine.
Really?
Uh-huh. So, see, that's what I remember, is the Pringles guy having a monocle. Teresa Lynch says, Hebrew, did you ever talk about the date coming up, September 24th? There's something that's supposed to happen on that day, and I don't know if you discussed it or not.
No, I don't think we have. I just we'll have to get around to that. Now, was that supposed to be on one of the other shows? Because I don't think I'm supposed to talk about it if it was supposed to be on one of the other shows. But I do want to go ahead and get to this article here. So if you'll do me the kindness and keep up with the chat, and I'll go ahead and read this article.
Alrighty.
And can answer whatever questions they might have.
Teresa Lynch, she says, I think he had some kind of walking stick. Michael Fontaine says he's looking for a movie with Tom Hanks as Major Anthony Nelson and Alicia Silverstone as Jenny. It came out in 2012 and it's nowhere to be found.
Interesting.
Violent Fire says I had C3PO and R2D2 Underoos. That's cute.
But here's the article, the rest of it. Researchers from the University of Chicago have released the first ever study on the internet phenomenon known as phenomenon. Known as the visual Mandela effect, where people adopt a widespread and consistent false memory, I hate that term again, of various famous icons, confine it in their flawed recollection. Flawed recollection. That's just another way of saying we're all idiots and we're all have stupid memories. And that's not the case at all. And I think that they need to watch how they're wording stuff here. It belittles us. I don't like that.
Yes.
But previous evidence shows consistent trends and what people tend to remember. However, it's now clear there is also a consistency to what is misremembered. There's another one of those terms I don't like. I don't believe they should word it that way, but let's continue. This effect is really fascinating because it reveals that there are these consistencies across people and false memories they have for images they've actually never seen, said Assistant Professor Wilma Bainbridge, a neurologist and principal investigator at the Brain Bridge Lab and the University of Chicago's Department of Psychology. The research team collected 40 different icons to determine how widespread the phenomenon was and the underlying cause. The experiments also explored how common false variations of icons were on Google Images and whether people would spontaneously produce these common errors if made to draw the icons from memory. We found that there were really a strong effect where people are reporting a false memory for an image that they actually never seen because you've never seen Pikachu with a black tip on its tail. Yes, I have.
That's nuts. Yes, I have.
Yeah, yes, we have. What's more is that people tend to be very confident in picking this wrong image. And they also report that they're pretty familiar with the characters like Pikachu, yet they still make these errors. Yeah, okay. So what they're saying is even though we've seen these characters our whole lives and know what they look like and have, very strong memories of these characters,
Well, I had
they're
children into Pikachu. You know, I had to watch Pokemon for years
yeah. Well,
and all kinds of images and books and
they're trying to say that even though you did all that, you're just misremembering.
okay.
They're trying to tell you, that you've never seen those images before. That's what they're trying to say. So, yeah, this article is complete crap. And even though there are some pros to it, some of the pros are that they are sort of coming around and admitting that there is a such thing as the Mandela effect. But at the same time, what they're doing is they're belittling people in the communities, these hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of people who have all these memories, and saying that we've never seen these images, we don't know what we're talking about, so forth and so on, which is a bunch of
Well,
garbage.
of course they wouldn't want to admit that we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Because they want us to seem crazy, and they want them to seem, oh yeah, no, there's a logical explanation for all this. Okay, well, why if you're why do you seem to fall back on that one thing that you're claiming it to be false memories when there's so much evidence of so many of these things that are still in existence, not only from people's memories, but from personal drawings of these characters that they had when they were younger or children or whatever. Like you talk about Looney
Well, there's
Tunes and
just
stuff
too
like
many of
that.
us that remember, the same things.
Yeah,
And I know that they also talk about like electrical current, that we can transfer that stuff from person to person. So what are we doing? Like transferring false information to, down the line or what?
yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy.
I don't think that that's what's going
I
on.
mean, yeah, there's just
There's
way too many people that remember the same thing.
yeah.
So how many of us are they trying to say is crazy?
They're not taking a lot of things into consideration when they talk about this stuff. And like I said, I don't like the terms that they give, false memories and misremembering and all that stupid shit. I think that that's terms that make us to belittle us and make us seem like we don't know what we're talking about and stuff like that. Like Michael Fontaine sits up here, the Dash and the Kit Kat. I
Yeah,
remember.
I remember a dash.
Yeah. See, and you're not even Mandela affected either. That's the
I
thing.
didn't really ever think about it. And, I have somebody I'm close to who said that they've been into it. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
time to go to bed.
Yeah. Time for bed.
Time for bed, I say.
And that, they've been into it for a really long time. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about too, which is very interesting. And because, we never brought it up around them, and I never did. They
Well, hey,
just,
bro, if you want to look at some of the comments, I'm going to step away for a personal reason real quick,
right.
and
I got
I'll
you.
be back.
Okay, we'll see you in a minute.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, she's gone for a minute, so I'll read Follow Fire's comment. Professor Psychobabble, blah blah blah. That's right. That's what these geniuses, these people who think they know everything and think everything can be explained away by science and all this garbage, aren't explaining it away by science, by the way, because there is a logical explanation for all this. There is a scientific explanation for all of this. But it's so far out there, but that none of these people want to think outside the box and acknowledge that there's something out there besides science and besides um, traditional knowledge that has caused all this to happen. And they're never going to step forward and admit to any of that. They're just going to blame us for having false memories. Well, I got news for you, Mr. Professor, blah, 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 whoever. It is not just false memories. As I said before, time and time again, there's way too much out there. There's too much evidence to the contrary. There's too much. And not only that, but we don't all share the same memory. Like there's different memories of different things, and not all of us are affected by the same thing. Like it's not by the numbers. It's not Curious George. It's not C3PO. It's not just this and that. It's the sun, the moon, the elements have changed. Words in the Bible have changed. There's seasons that have changed. There are things that have gone from one date that we can remember to the next date, like the beginning of fall or the beginning of the time change or stuff like that, or President's Day, holidays. There's whole days that we remember them falling on certain days. How do you explain that? You just simply can't. The premiere of a new Quantum Leap. Well, they say that it's supposed to be a continuing story, and I've seen trailers for it. So, it could be good, but then again, it could be very bad. I don't know. It's one of those things where I have to wait and see. I'll watch the show and see what happens. You can't judge from trailers. And also Scott Bakula, he's been back and forth on it. They said, well, maybe he's going to be in it, and then there's other articles that I've read where he's not going to be in it, and then there's stuff saying he will, and then he won't. But we'll just see what happens. They say it's supposed to be a continuation of the story, but I just hope they don't turn it all to woke garbage like they have with previous reboots or reimaginings or other such things like that. It sounds like Amazon Lion is coming back to the microphone.
Yeah, I'm coming back to the microphone and waiting on a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So now that you're back, we've got a couple more topics. And I think, let's see here. We've talked about the weather and the different changes and stuff like that, and how hot it's been this summer, and how summer just doesn't seem to want to die. And well, there a lot of people talk about when this stuff happens, you see a pattern in the weather, and you're going to see a very cold, harsh winter. There's going to be lots of snow, lots of ice, lots of frozen land masses and stuff like that. And, I think last year we had a very harsh winter. Like we had a lot of snow and ice and stuff like that. And there was this thing called the Arctic. I forget the exact name of it, but it was like the Arctic flow or some major winter event happened this past winter. And I think there's another major winter event that's going to happen. I think it's called the polarized North Pole or something like that, to that effect. And something that you actually sent me, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And
Possibly.
well, I want to. Let's see here. Let me get back to the other platform and see and check that out. And let's see if I can do this without sharing anything personal, like we did the first time, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing and accidentally. I'm going to show this, and then we have a segment on the show called Amazon's Creepy Critters. Are you going to be ready for that?
Yes, I'm ready.
Well, right now there's a thing that you sent me. I'm trying to find it. And it has to do with... Actually, you know what? Before we take a look at that, let's take a look at this video. There's a video here. Let's see. A lot of people on here have sent in their videos about look at the sky and this and that.
Yeah.
And, there's a video that you sent me.
Absolutely.
And it's called The Weirdest Clouds is the name of this video. And I want to go ahead and play it. The Weirdest Clouds. Make sure I'm not sending anything too personal. Weirdest Clouds. Oh, yeah, that information there's covered up. That's perfect. And now we're going to take a look at the weirdest clouds. Check this out, guys. You guys are going to like this. Oh, what the heck? No.
Yeah, it's still playing.
Okay, let
There
me
we
stop
go.
it. Let me stop it and get it to the beginning. Now, is there music in this?
I don't think there's music.
Okay, turn sound on. There we go. And yeah, check this out, guys. Tubular rainbow. Why is the sound off? There we go. There is music, but it's not copyright. Tornado on pause. You know what? I am going to turn the sound off because it is music. So there's tornado on pause. Look at that tornado. It almost looks like it was upside down. There's a stairway to heaven. Look at that. That is beautiful, actually. It really is. It's very beautiful. Look, it looks like Michael Landon walking around there. What's up with that?
When you no clip out of the map.
Look at that. What in the hell?
Crashing clouds. I thought this one was awesome.
Man, what?
That is amazing. It looks like ocean waves.
Yeah.
And that is something else there.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wool over your eye. Oh, wow. It looks like a sky full of wool. Looks kind of almost like cotton. Like you just want to just like rip a piece of it off the sky, you know, and
Like cotton candy.
twirl it around a stick, clear out your earwax, you know. Frozen waves. Whoa, is that frozen water?
It's clouds.
It's clouds that look like
Yeah.
waves. Wow, that looks like a tidal. Whoa, that looks like a UFO.
Yeah, they call that a UFO cloud.
Whoa. Hmm.
Crazy looking.
Yeah, it looks like an actual UFO.
Like kind of just went poof.
Or
And
like
left a great big, cloud
ring
ring.
of fire in the sky almost. You know that movie Fire in the Sky, you know? A glitch in the Matrix. Our audience would get a kick out of this. This is good right here. Inside a cotton ball. See, now there's the cotton balls, guys. That's a right there. That's a major earwax remover, you know. Wow, that was something else. So you know what? Let's watch that again. Guys, want to watch that again? Can you see the comments?
Yeah. File of Fire says that first one looked like something off an ELO album cover.
Huh.
Eddie Von Kuhn said a wormhole. File of Fire said had a project in elementary school using cotton to represent the various cloud types.
Look at that rainbow.
Now that's the one I like a lot.
Yeah. Looks like sherbet. That tornado, that is weird. That's like when Superman, I think it was Superman 3, he came to stop that tornado and he turned it upside down.
Now
See
there,
that?
I wonder if the sun is behind them,
Uh-huh.
Reflecting off, the clouds, and they're standing there, and maybe, the form of their their shadow is.
Yeah, that could be. That's a good observation. You're right. But it still looks like, Michael Landon from Highway to Heaven just standing there.
Now the crashing clouds one I really liked too. I would like to actually see that in person. That would be amazing.
That cloud straight looks like just straight up smog. Where's this at? California? I'd say that's probably just smog. That's pretty amazing too. I'd almost like laying on the blanket. It makes me tired looking at it.
Yeah.
Just want to cover up in that big old cloud. Take a nice long nap. Frozen waves. Now, see, that looks like a tidal wave about to come over, hit those houses.
Yeah. I've had dreams about that, where they're coming from all four directions, and I kind of just stand there knowing there's nothing I could do.
Now, this one I like the most, this UFO cloud. This is something. Maybe that's how...
That was pretty bizarre right there, the UFO cloud.
Maybe that's how they disguise themselves. People are thinking that's just a cloud, and then, maybe it is. Maybe there is a UFO behind that. I mean, you never know.
That's the thing, you don't know.
This one gets me the most.
Yeah, I would like to be somewhere where it does that, where you can just see everything around you, but then you see nothing at all. But then I've also watched the movie The Fog, so...
Ooh, yeah. I would want to be in that situation. inside a cotton ball. Almost looks like a brain or cauliflower. Yeah, that was some pretty neat pictures of clouds. Thanks for sharing that.
You're more than welcome.
That was pretty nifty stuff there. Pretty nifty indeed. Yes, sir. Sliders. Yeah. Yeah, that one glitch in the Matrix type thing, almost like Sliders. You ever see that show, Sliders?
I don't know if I've ever seen Sliders.
Hmm.
I
Pretty
might
good
have
show.
to watch a trailer for it and see if I have.
It was a TV show, I think back in the either late 90s or early 2000s. And there was a movie, I think, called Sliders too, but there was a TV show. I think the movie was with Jason Bateman. I think that was the movie version. I don't know what the television version had in it, but Sliders, that was a good movie. But yeah, that was some pretty cool stuff. And there was one other thing I wanted to share for you guys. That one thing I was talking about, and it had to do with the weather. And let's see, was it in Shifty Sunday? Yeah, here it is. Okay. Now, I talked about the weather, and it talks about severe weather. And this is talking about Europe mostly, but I think we're talking about global. This is a global winter event that's supposed to happen. And it's supposed to happen the winter of 2022-23. So this is fairly new. This just came out. And I'm going to read this article while you guys sit back, relax, and have some snacks. Or if you don't have snacks, then have a cigarette. You know, why not? And
I am going to go grab my coffee, though.
There you go. You go grab your coffee, and I'll go ahead and start the article.
All right.
Here we go. Okay, well, she's out getting coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry O'Connell. Sorry, I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought that was Jason Bateman. Those two look a lot alike. I get them confused a lot. So I really do apologize for that. But anyway, article says, winter 2022-2023 snowfall predictions. The jet stream shift from the cold La Nina is forecast to have an impact on snowfall patterns next season, which is coming up. So I want to read this. First, we look at the leading global weather driver in the upcoming weather seasons, the La Nina. What does the latest ocean analysis data show, and what are the expectations? Then looking at the global long-range weather forecasting systems and historical data and analysis, you will see the first snowfall predictions for the upcoming winter. And look at this this globe, guys. That's a very interesting looking globe, I think. Now, this is what I was talking about last year. We did have a polar vortex. Now, I know that's what we had last year. So now we're looking at this year. Large-scale seasonal weather influence. ENSO is short for El Nino Southern Oceanian. This region of the equatorial Pacific Ocean changes between warm and cold phases. Typically, there is a phase change around every 1 to 3 years. The cold phase is called La Nina, and the warm phase is called El Nino. We are currently in La Nina phase entering its third year, a rare occurrence. So apparently, this is the third year for this. Because I remember last year it got really cold, and the year before that is when Texas had that unseasonal snowfall. They had the snowfall, and they were ill prepared, and they just a lot of those people they lost their heat, they lost electricity,
I remember a lot of ice last year.
a lot of ice. Yes.
And I think I lost power once and had to take a bunch, of tea candles and put them around the house and light them, keep the house warm.
Well, I tell you, I was just talking about Texas. Texas had a snowfall, and that's very unusual for Texas. I mean, they didn't get very many. I think it was like 3 to 4 inches or something like that. But it was serious for them because they don't have heat like we do here, heaters and stuff like that, where they're snow shovels and whatnot. We're prepared for it. We know it's going to come eventually, so we have the salt, we have the snow plows going out and plowing the streets and so forth. But Texas, on the other hand, they weren't prepared for that. Do you remember that?
Right.
So here's where I was, is that and so significantly influences tropical rainfall pressure patterns and the complex exchange between the ocean and the atmosphere. We observe large-scale pressure changes in the tropics with each new developing phase. These changes affect circulation over the rest of the world with some delay. And it shows here a thing of the atmosphere ocean feedbacks during El Nino Southern Oscillation de La Nina. So it's showing a chart here of what exactly goes on, the sort of flow, This way, and so significantly impacts tropical rainfall and pressure patterns. This way, it significantly alters the atmosphere ocean feedback system. Through this feedback system, the ENSO influences spreads global. I can't talk right now. Globally, especially the winter temperature and snowfall patterns. Below, we have the latest surface analysis of the tropical Pacific Ocean cold ocean anomalies cover most of the ENSO regions of the tropical Pacific. This is the current active La Nina strengthening at the moment. So as I said, as you can see here at the top, this is the heat, and this is what we're experiencing now. And as you look further into the winter months, this is what we're going to have. We're going to have all of this cold and all of this snow, and it's going to cover most of the globe with all of this stuff. And we're looking for yet another harsh winter. So, I'm not looking forward to that. I don't like the cold. I don't know about you, but I don't do good during the cold. How about you?
No, I'm definitely not a cold person. In the winter, I'm usually like 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of pajama bottoms, 2 shirts, long sleeve shirts. And, I'll wear like this fuzzy poncho, be under a blanket. Sometimes, I'll even put a sock boggin on my head. I'm just not a cold person at all.
And that's not even before it gets 20 degrees out. That's like, we're talking what, 50 degrees? You're like that?
Yeah. 50 degrees and I'm dressed like an Eskimo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely rather live somewhere where it's warm or hot all the time.
La Nina usually forms during strong trade winds, which can tell us much about the state of global circulation. This way, we can use the anomalies as an indicator to know the current state of the global climate system. Below, you can see the last 2 years of ocean anomalies in the ENSO region. You can see the first La Nina event in 2020 and the second year of La Nina in late 2021. A third year event is now developing and is forecast to mature for winter of 2022-2023. So here it shows basically, it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold. Very cold. Now, I'll tell you what's weird is that we had in December, like back in December uh, of last year, there was all those thunderstorms and there was even tornadoes that took out most of Kentucky. Do you remember that?
I do.
Now, could you imagine having severe weather to a tornado level threat, in December?
Oh, Lord. No, I can't. There's some interesting, comments.
Oh, yeah?
So,
Well, read them away.
well, here, File of Fire says, surprised they don't call it LX Ninx. Michael Fontaine. Alaska is getting hit with a typhoon now.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, I don't understand these charts or anything, but I will read this. Below, we have an analyst forecast graphic for ECMWF, which shows the long-range forecast of Central Enos region as forecasted in La Nina conditions will last over the fall and winter. A weakening of La Nina is expected for early next year, with a warm phase possible later in the year. Well, I think around here that warm phase is going to come a lot sooner. But I do think we will have this kind of weather, this cold ass weather, and it's coming and it's going to hit. And my prediction is it's going to either be for our area at least will be late January to early February, and might even run into March and April, because we here in Southern Illinois we've been known to get snow in April. You should know that.
Yeah. Hawaii got hit with a hurricane.
Well, that's Hawaii though. I understand that. When did that happen?
Oh, a while ago, Michael Fontaine says.
Yeah, now if Hawaii got hit with snow, then I'd be really worried.
Right.
The video below shows the cold ocean anomalies and the equatorial Pacific developing as we move closer to the start of fall. So what exactly does this mean for the winter weather patterns and snowfall potential? First, we will take a closer look at the weather influence that the La Nina usually shows over North America. Europe is not known to have any specific direct influence as it is too far from the source, but that does not mean it has no impact. La Nina does change the weather globally, but apart from the direct influence over North America, places like Europe have many other factors at play before direct La Nina influences gets this far. So I'm just going to scroll down here. It shows a map, and I'll keep it on there for a second, but I really have no idea what any of this means as far as anomaly to average, what that's showing. That's up for interpretation to the audience. I'm just not that smart. And then you can see that jet stream redirection, and the image below. The image shows the average position of the jet stream during La Nina winters and the resulting wind patterns over the United States and Canada. We have a polar jet stream, and this is the same thing that happened last year when we were going through the months of January and February. We saw it. A polar jet stream came right through our region, and as you can see, it does cover most of our region here. It covers Illinois, looks like Dakota, South Dakota, or not South Dakota. This stuff here, New York and Maine, but it looks like it's not going to cover Wisconsin. I guess Wisconsin is here, and then Northern Illinois. It misses Northern Illinois and goes straight to Southern Illinois. See that?
I do.
That's kind of strange. Usually, Northern Illinois gets most of the harsh winters. So this is what we're going to have.
Michael Fontaine says polar vortex.
Polar vortex, exactly. That's what we had last year. And this is what the article is telling us. The displaced jet stream brings colder temperatures and storms from the polar regions down into the northern and northwestern United States, and warmer and drier weather to the southern parts. Well, we've already experienced the hotter and drier weather. We're experiencing that right now. Looking at the temperature analysis in the same winters as above, we can see the cold anomaly area under the jet stream in western Canada and northwestern United States. A cool area extends over the Midwest and down into South Central Plains. And you can see the dates here in which this occurred. December through February 1985, 1996, 2001, 2012, 2021, 2020, 2006, 2017, 2009, and 2018. So it jumps around a few years, it looks like. But this is going to be the first time that we've had it 3 years in a row, is what it's saying. So that's kind of unusual. And this is a long article. I'm not going to go through all of this. We'll just say the polar jet stream is going to cause us to have a tremendously cold winter. Now, see, it shows here all of Illinois and all of Kentucky, and over here all the Tennessee, not Kentucky, Wisconsin, Indiana, all of these states and below.
Yeah.
Like part of Tennessee down here, I guess this would be. So buckle down.
Eddie Von Kuhn says to look up the California governor pleads residents to not plug in their electric cars overnight on Labor Day due to rolling blackouts. I just had that discussion with someone.
Did you?
Where California was like, we're all turning electric cars, and now all of a sudden they're wanting them to conserve energy.
Yeah. But that's pretty much, what the article is telling us for that, is that we're doomed for a cold winter. And I can see it coming because it's been unusually warm this summer. We had a very hot summer, very dry, very little rain. My garden is a proof of that. My garden did very poorly this year. You know, very little tomatoes, very few peppers. You saw that yourself with your own two eyes.
Yeah.
You know,
You know me and what I say, though. Something's better than nothing.
well, yeah, that's true. That's the bright side of things. But there's scarier things out there in the world going on, folks. Let me tell you. We talked about end times. We talked about the Antichrist. We talked about some other stuff going on. Well, here's some other stuff that's going on. We're talking about Illinois. We talked about this at the top of the show. We talked about it when we started the show the first time and got shut down. Well, we didn't get shut down. I shut down the broadcast because there was some personal things going on. What happened was, for those of you just tuning in, and Eddie Von Kuhn keeps talking about this, the reason why we shut down the show and restarted it, we were sharing memes when we started the show earlier tonight, and on those memes at the bottom corner of the screen, you can see personal photos of us, and those are kind of personal photos YouTube would have shut me down for. I would have got a strike. The video would have been taken down. People would have been offended and appalled. There would have been all kinds of things going on. So I shut it down. I deleted the live stream. I did the right thing. I started it up again. And so here we are. And here we are talking about crazy things. And speaking of crazy things, have you ever seen the movie The Purge?
I have.
So you know the concept.
I've even watched some of the series.
There's a series?
Yep.
I was not aware that there was a series.
There's a show comes on TV.
Hmm.
I don't know if it still is, but I know there was.
But here is a story that comes straight out of Illinois, and this is scary, folks, because if this goes down, then what's to become of us? Because this is real life. This is like, you've heard of art imitating life. Well, this is life imitating art.
Yeah, they were asking earlier what was happening in Illinois. So this is it, folks.
This is it. This is the crazy stuff that's going down. This is how we're getting close to the end, people. When this stuff happens. So I'm going to show the headlines. And is the headlines a little misleading? Yeah, probably a little bit. But let's see what's going on. Let's take a look. Let's get to the bottom of things. This is Shifty Sunday. We've already had some shifty things going on already. We had to shut ourselves down once. We've had 2 live streams, this being the second one.
Yeah, I love horror movies too, but the Purge, it really scares the crap out of me.
And this is what can happen when tyranny gets involved. But this really has nothing to do with tyranny. This is nuts. So let me read this article. Let's get down to the bottom of the things here. So, Illinois becomes the first state to pass the purge law. Yes, that's right, folks. You heard me correctly. Illinois becomes the first state to pass the purge law. If that isn't scary enough for you, I don't know what is. Just the headline of the article alone. And we talked about this the other day. Do you remember the conversation we had?
I do.
when you said, what if the purge ever became real?
You know, and it's funny, it was before you even found this. And, you know, I said, sometimes I wonder, and I really believe that there's someday going to be a day where there's going to be a real purge. It's like I could feel it coming.
So, with that being said, let's get into it. Illinois is passing a law that some would say will make history. Illinois is looking to be the first state in the United States to abolish cash bail, and the consequences of passing such a law have many believing the state could mirror the horror movie The Purge. In the film, citizens were given 24 hours to commit all the crimes they wanted. On January 1st, 2023, the SAFE-T Act will commence in the state of Illinois. This act will get rid of the cash bail system in its entirety. The name SAFE-T is an acronym for safety, accountability, fairness, equity, today. Those that instated the act believe it will reduce, arrest, and limit those put away based on the crime. Now, just imagine this, okay? Let's say somebody breaks in your house and they murder your entire family except for you. You're like the only survivor left, and they get put in jail, but then they go through the process of being arrested and all that, but then you find out that the very next day or even within 24 hours they are walking the streets free because there is no bail for them. They can just do whatever they want. So now you're sitting there at home or somewhere, and here they are, they're coming to look for you, and you're unaware of this, or you are aware of this, and you're just sitting at home terrified out of your mind that this guy or person or persons, if it was like a whole bunch of people, they're going to come after you. Now, think about this. Now, you think when this law passes, people are just going to be like sitting at home waiting for these guys to get out and walk the streets? Or do you think they're going to be grabbing their shotguns, sitting up somewhere, waiting for them to get out of the street so they could shoot them?
Oh, I know I'd have a shotgun ready.
Would you say that people might just decide just like to lock themselves in their houses or something?
I don't know. If I lost what family I've got left, I might go a bit crazy. And instead of waiting for them to come find me, I'd probably go find them first.
And then, like, they've committed this horrific crime and they're out wandering the streets loose. They have a gun, you have a gun, and it is, in the matter of speaking, kind of like that movie The Purge.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, because you've got that much time, however much time it takes to put them on trial.
Well, I know some of us don't have good enough homes to lock ourselves away in, that eventually they're going to get in somehow anyway.
Right. So this is just ludicrous.
And I live on federal property, and they say that we can't have guns, but you know what?
Yeah.
That happens. I don't care.
Yeah.
I will have a gun in my home to protect my family.
Yeah. So it says here, non-detainable offenses. There are 12 non-detainable offenses where the new law would end cash bail. The law includes second-degree murder, okay, arson, drug-induced homicide, robbery, kidnapping, aggravated battery, burglary, intimidation, aggravated driving under the influence, fleeing and eluding drug offenses, and threatening a public official. So not even public officials would be safe. I mean, think about this. Basically, they could get away with murder.
Yeah.
It says second degree murder, drug induced homicide. So that's like, what does that mean? Does that mean like if you're on drugs and like,
BD 74 said it right. So no holding till court, just in and out.
yeah. But I'm stuck on this drug induced homicide though. Is that if you're on drugs and you just go murder someone, it's perfectly okay? Or is it like a drug dealer shooting another drug dealer? I don't, that one's not too clear with me. But either way, it seems like basically all the laws, like every law you could think of right here, all of these dangerous freaking laws, they can just get by with.
Yeah. Anything.
And it says here in the article, I'm very concerned about an increase in violent crime. But again, I do, and I got to click here to read the full article. But then again, I do want to stress there is still time to fix it. And the state's attorneys are working very hard, as we have been for the last year and a half, to fix this law. It is very fixable, where we can still eliminate cash bail, but make sure the right people are in custody and everybody else who's not a danger gets out, said state's attorney. The Safety Act will allow criminals a pre-trial release for the crimes listed above, and if prosecutors fail to show clear and convincing evidence that the alleged could be a threat to a specific individual. Unfortunately, the consequences of the Safety Act make an impact on how fast arrested criminals must be dealt with, because prosecutors would only have 48 hours to decide whether the alleged criminal should be released. Investigators believe that 48 hours isn't enough time to collect valuable evidence from surveillance cameras, laboratory work, and forensic research. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're a violent criminal and you're going around committing all these offenses, that means you can be locked up and then let go within the same day and then go commit another violent offense and be locked up and released over and over again.
Exactly.
And in the meantime, people like us who might have no record or whatever,
and families,
and families, and are being locked up for stupid shit, and have to pay like $200-$300 to get out. And these criminals who are committing acts of violence are just set free. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it keeps people that have committed.
Well, they said they still have time to fix it. So, I mean, you know, that's just something that I know that personally myself and my beliefs, I'm going to keep it in my prayers.
My question is, how did this get through to begin with?
But it's just so crazy that I asked you that, just last week. It was on my mind heavy, and I was like, you know,
I don't know
if that really happens.
At the time, I was just thinking, oh, that's just fantasy. That's never going to happen. But now,
well, they put all these shows out for a reason. I sit there and pay that close of attention, like, especially if, you know, they show several of the same thing, like they have The Purge. that's something you ought to think about that could really happen. I mean, that's what I've always thought about when I'm watching movies and series and things like that. Like, so many of these shows and movies, are about the same thing. And it's like, I really feel like that could happen because they show it so often.
But here's the reason they're going to give.
People have talked about a purge for so long of my lifetime. It's hard not to think that it could never happen, so it's always been in the back of my mind.
But here's the reason they're going to give for this Safety Act. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm sure this is going to be pure gold. Here we go. As controversial as this law could be, let's look at how this came about. For many years in the United States, many have called to abolish the cash bail system. 3 out of 5 people that are in jail have not been convicted of any crimes. That's about 500,000 people wasting away in jail cells before there's even a trial because of the lack of actual investigation and research. The Center for American Progress, that's a moronic thing there, right there, believes that cash bail system and most jurisdictions across the U.S. are criminalizing poverty. Most in detention can't afford the bail and spend weeks to even months awaiting trial. This system mostly affects communities of color. Oh, here we go. We're going to play the race card on this one.
Right.
Who already have the odds stacked against them across the country. And I'd have to see the studies done on that one. Hence, studies show that particular detention can actually increase a person's likelihood of rearrest upon release, perpetuating an endless cycle of arrest and incarcerations, stated the institute. Well, here's the problem I have, and I want to be honest with you. Without sounding racist, here's the thing: most of the violent criminals, the robbers, the high end drug dealers. I'm not talking about people who just sold a little pot and got caught or whatever. I'm talking about like crack, cocaine, so forth and so on. The violent drug dealers who shoot people and stuff like that, most of those people who are incarcerated in prison, the ones that actually did the violent crimes, are people of color, as they call them, or different what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say it without sounding racist, but like different I forget what the word I'm looking for. But there's more nationality, yes. That's the word I was looking for. Than there are white people. And that's just the way it is. And a lot of it.
Dee Dee says ethnicity.
Yes, that's more correct. Thank you, DD74. And this is not spreading false information or misinformation. This is not being racist. This is reality. This is the truth. This is studies have been shown what's been done. And a lot of the times it's because of low income, low poverty people who choose this life. They choose the life. There's jobs out there for anybody who wants to apply themselves, but they choose the life because it's easier And it's also what's been handed down to them. It's the kind of life that they've lived around, and it's passed from generation to generation. It's generational. And it's not because they can't get out of that kind of life, because they totally can. They can. There's been people that have done it. It's they don't want to get out of that kind of life because that kind of life is easy. It's too good. It's not glamorous, but they, in their mind, like, it is glamorous because they can get all the things they want. They have all the money, the jewelry, the cars, the women.
Well, I'll tell you what, though.
I'm talking about like the fancy drug dealers. I ain't talking about like just low life.
Well, you were talking about poverty, but in my case, in the piece of beautiful federal property that I live on, I don't see a whole lot of African American families out here.
And that's the way they make it. They make it like that on purpose. Because where you live is not broken down. It's not disgusting. It's not
absolutely not. They take very good care of it.
There aren't cars sitting up on blocks. There aren't there's not graffiti. There's not like
right. There's
it's
you
not,
can plant things like vegetable and flower gardens here. You can leave your grills out and don't got to worry about it going somewhere.
But when you go to a place like Chicago or New
right.
York or like Harlem, someplace like that, where they purposely keep, because they could go in and they could clean up these communities, but they purposely keep it that way because they want to keep those kind of people down.
Well, that's the nice part about where I'm at is the city bought it, so they have to keep up to code.
Well, what the point I'm getting at though is that anybody who lives this kind of life or lives this kind of way, who lives in the gutter, who lives in a rotten place, can climb up out of that and can make a life for themselves. But a lot of them don't, because they choose to live that kind of life because it's easier. And then they want to blame everyone else for where they're at, because I've seen people do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your success is on your own shoulders, and it's up to you whether you want to climb that ladder. It's a hard ladder to climb, and it's tough.
It is.
It's almost impossible, but you can do it. You can get out of that kind of life. Like I said, I've seen people do it. I've seen people come out of the slums and become teachers. They become judges. They become high officials. They become doctors. I mean, there's people that have done it. But, low income housing, around here isn't quite like it is in the inner cities. And that's the kind you're talking about, like low income housing around here is more like the suburbs almost.
Right.
But in the inner cities, it's not like that though.
No,
it is run down.
Absolutely not.
It is. But you're right. They can have nice things. They can have nice low income houses. It doesn't all have to be garbage.
No.
But the point I'm making though is what is filling up our prisons right now. See, we're getting way off topic. I'm trying to talk.
Yeah, I have a tendency to do that sometimes. Sorry about that.
But I'm just trying to talk about what our prisons are made up of right now versus, what other prisons are made up of. Because if you go around other countries, like there are countries that have really nice prison systems. There are countries people are allowed to roam around free, like in a big open space, big open yard. They don't have to be chained up. They don't eat like animals. There are some countries where they have chefs in their prisons. Uh, that is the problem with the
Yeah, and
American.
then you got to look at the other ones, where they have to live in their own filth, in their own
Well,
feces.
that's the
Things like
American
that.
prison system, though.
Yeah.
We have that right here. Everyone is crowded in to one cell. Like sometimes you might have 2 or 3 people in one cell. They are all violent gang members. They are all living in their own filth. They all have they do crap. They do crap on purpose. They crap in their cells. They fill up their toilets, clog them up so that the guards will have to come in there and so forth. But that is our system because the government doesn't want to rehabilitate. They want to keep them in there because the longer you keep people in there, the more money the state gets.
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yes, I do know that.
So our our judicial system is not set up for rehabilitation like some of these other countries. It is set up so that when people get out, they can't live on their own. They can't reform. They have no choice but to go back to their old ways. And so that's why the criminal system, the judicial system is flawed the way it is because it's purposely set up for failure. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think I'm going somewhere with that. And this whole thing about people can't afford bond is bullcrap because if you commit a crime and you get locked up, you're going to have to do the time.
Right. I
And
agree.
I've done crimes where I've had to pay bond, and I've done crimes, and I know it's a piece of crap. It's a shitty system, and there are people that are locked in that are innocent. There's a lot of innocent people locked behind bars, and I understand that, but you can't have a system that has no bond, that has no way of keeping people in jail, where violent criminals can just be released into society. That is crazy. See what I'm saying? That's like the craziest thing ever.
Yes, it is.
And you've got the state of Illinois, which, by the way, is one of the most corrupted states in all the United States of America. It has always had the most corrupted government in all the United States.
Well, do you remember years ago where they said that, Illinois was, like you were saying, one of the lowest, but also one of the lowest, income wise, and that they were going to try and take Illinois literally right off the map?
Well, here's the thing. Anytime the state gets money of funding of any kind, it goes right to Chicago.
Yeah.
We don't get to see,
does.
we don't get to see any of it.
No, we hardly have any resources around here that's needed really bad, and we just don't have the finances.
We don't have
There's
resources.
really not too much here.
No. And the sad thing is, Chicago right now is one of the most violent cities in America. Besides New York. New York is probably the most violent because you got people getting murdered on subways, robbed, beaten, raped, whatever. More so than it has been in generations. I mean, this is the worst time in history. Violent crime is on such an incline that the governments want to give up on themselves and just leave. I mean, that's how crazy it's gotten.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy out there. Gives everybody a lot of things to think about on all the topics we've covered tonight.
Yeah. And hey, you know what? I know I'm going into, oh yeah, Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles, the problem is people are doing whatever they want. They pee in the streets. They have you seen this? They've been peeing in the streets. They break into stores. They take whatever they want, and nobody arrests them. Have you seen that?
I have.
I mean, these are some really crazy times we're living in. It really is. But with all that being said, we do like to have a fun time here on Shifty Sunday. This is where it's at, right here on good old Shifty Sunday. You guys can come in, you could chill with us for an hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever. And, you know, we hit you with the funny memes, and then we hit you with serious stuff. And then at the end, it's all about gathering with family and friends and people of the like and talking about silly stuff and crazy stuff and interesting stuff. And speaking of interesting and crazy stuff, I think we're going to end tonight's broadcast with, drum roll please, how about Amazon Lion's creepy critter of the week? What do you have for us this week, Amazon Lion?
I have a moth/insect that they thought they found a new species. And I found a topic and come to find out it's not a new species, but it is pretty creepy.
It is creepy. I've seen the picture of this thing, and boy, did it. If I was forced to eat bugs, this would not be my bug of choice. Let me tell you that. This thing is just, it's horrifying, people. Let me tell you, it's horrifying. It's scary. This is scary stuff, man. You know, that I think that's been our theme here tonight for Shifty Sunday is overall just scary stuff.
Right.
Creepy stuff. We should have saved this for our Halloween show.
Creepy stuff and bizarre stuff and all kinds of stuff. You know, that stuff.
But this, of course, I'm going to let the audience guess where this comes from. What do you guys think? Where do you guys think this comes from? I'm gonna let them get a guess. Where did last week's, or not last week, but the week before that, one of your creepy critters?
Yes, it was a hairy snake.
And where did that come from?
I believe, what was it? Taiwan?
Oh.
No?
Okay, well, yeah, you're right.
Is it Taiwan?
But,
Thailand?
Yeah, but where do most of the creepy critters come from, though?
Well, I would have to say Australia.
That's right, mate. Australia's where all the creepy critters come from, the giant spiders and whatnot. So this thing, hey, if you guys are just a little bit squeamish, you may not want to be here for this one. Let me tell you. So here we have a incredible moth, and it comes from Australia. This incredible moth is one of Australia's strangest insects. And this comes from the Bee Crew, and here's a picture of it. Let's see if I can get a bigger picture of it. There we go. Look at this thing. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
Well, if you look at that one, you know, it might have been like possibly the insect part of it changed, because I do know the other picture didn't quite look like the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm. But this right here, I mean, but look at this. This thing's got tentacles. It has like squid-like tentacles on the bottom, and they're furry and they're disgusting and squiddly looking. It looks like something out of a horror movie, like Godzilla versus the.
Yeah, that bug looks like that moth slash insect look like it could come out and just grab you.
Yeah.
With its tentacle.
So now we'll go back here and read the article. We've seen the image. If you've never heard of hair pencils before, feast your eyes on the bizarre Cretinus Gangus. This moth
I believe
takes,
so.
is that what it says? Gangus? This moth takes courtship so seriously, it spreads its pheromones using enormous inflatable appendages that unfurl from deep inside its abdomen. Ugh. So it comes from its stomach. Ugh. That's weird. Found in the northern regions of Western Australia, the Northern Territory, and Queensland, and all across Southeast Asia. See, there you go. There's another Asian type deal, you know? We were just talking about the hairy snake. Well,
Yeah.
you know, it's the hairy moth.
I still can't say that without smiling and laughing.
Oh, what, hairy snake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a big hairy snake.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Need to do some what do you call it? Some snakescaping. Snakescape, you know how to say manscape, like snakescape. Anyway, moving right along. Hair pencils are highly specialized structures that can be found in many male butterflies and moths. From the Lepo. I'm gonna have a hard time with this word. Lipid lizards, Batman. I can't read this word. Lepidopetra insect group. All right, said it the best way I'm gonna freaking say it. You guys in the audience, if you know what that word is, just say it in the chat. I don't know. Also known as Cormata, which means feather dusters in Greek. Well, why don't they just say Cormata? I could have read that a lot easier than that stupid word. They're used by the males to waft a heady cocktail of chemicals into the surrounding environment. These chemicals have a dual function. When females are exposed, the chemicals act as both as a aphrodisiac, yeah, that's it, aphrodisiac and tranquilizer. Kind of like slipping her like the old Bill Cosby roofie, huh? But when males of the same species get a whiff, they serve as a handy repellent to drive the competition away. Interesting. I wish I had something like that in my 20s. When a female approaches the male and likes what she sees and smells, she will flick her antenna in response and extend her abdomen towards him. It is a signal for him to commence copulation. Is that what that move that you do? Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
That's what you do. You extend your antennae, and
Yep.
you know,
Towards him as a signal for him to commence compopulation.
yeah.
Or copulation.
I think I've seen that dance in the bar. I think that's what some of you females do. Like, come here, baby.
We're sending your scent,
Yeah.
waving it your way.
Well, I think I should move on here.
Right.
In the image above, you can see a Cretinus gangus. See, they're just adding more and more like fancy words, so they know they're gonna try to make me look dumb. I know that's what they're doing here. That's their whole MO. Moth with his cormata fully extended. Cormata. Okay, that's what you want to call it. Presumably triggered by a female in the area. That's also what happens, when the guys in their 50s and 60s, when they take extents, that's what they extend their cormata, It's fully extended,
Yeah.
extents. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, you are saying.
This article is getting very when males, this article is going to get me in trouble is what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when males want to start wafting their pheromones around, their cormata are forced out of the abdomens using, there's another one of those words I can't read. Slurs. What is this word?
Sclerotized, maybe?
Sclerotized. Hey, you did pretty good there. I should have you read these articles.
Yeah. I mean, I could do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, next time you come up with the creepy crawly, I'll have you read the article. How about that?
Alrighty.
Since it is your segment. Just saying. But they're sclerotized levers made from hardened cuticle. Hardened cuticle?
Yep.
I think that's the word. Well, some moths and butterflies, like this African monarch, have fairly supple cormata. Gangus four-pronged feather duster is a colossus. Wow, and he's showing off. And here's what these moths look like when they're not trying to court a female. Okay, let's take a look at that. Just normal.
Yeah.
Just average looking. Okay. But the weirdness doesn't end there, because the way these moths create their potent pheromone cocktail is just as mind-bending as their mode of transmission. Oh boy. In its caterpillar form, Gangus feeds on plants that produce pyrolyze. Can you read that word?
Paralizidine?
Ooh, very good.
Alkaloids?
Alkaloids, a bitter chemical that usually deters insects and other animals from eating the leaves. Oh, that's interesting. It's so revealed in nature that damaged plants will often increase the production of PAs as an extra precaution while they repair their leaves. I did not know that. And this can actually cause poisoning in unsuspecting sheep and cattle. Wow. I really did not know that. Oh, shoot. Consume enough okay. They can also consume consume PAWs as adults if they need a top up, but if they don't get enough during their lifetime, they won't be able to grow cormata large enough to even be functional. Well, then they need some ED meds. That's all I got to say. Of course, studying cormata is no easy task because they're usually tucked right up inside the male's body. Okay, it's opposite for human males, but I'll go with that. So, Australian researchers from the CSIRO invented the aptly named follow blaster, follow fire. No, I'm just kidding. Follow blaster, a device that inflates cormata in dead specimens. Okay. As the researchers described, the fellow blaster inflates the genitalia. So it is what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
With pressurized alcohol.
Oh, wow. Don't give me any ideas.
Get some drunk first.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't give me any ideas, like I said. To create the same shape as when the insect was alive. Okay, so they pump it through their dead bodies. The alcohol dehydrates. It's probably a different kind of alcohol, not the drinking kind. The alcohol dehydrates and hardens the structure so that once the process is over, the genitalia remain inflated, rather like miniature balloons.
Oh my.
Oh man. To make them easier to study.
Wouldn't that be more like a catheter?
Yeah, I don't know. That's
if it's balloon like.
Kind of weird, but here's a video of how they do it. So they're ejecting the alcohol. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is so weird.
Ooh. Man. Yeah, that's... Shoosh. Okay, there's something...
Wow.
Something you would only see on Wild Kingdom. So there you have it. There's these weird moths. These things exist, and apparently these things at the bottom, these hairy, long, hard things, are their genitalia, so to speak. So there's a lesson for all you guys out there. There you go. Just,
that's our wild nature section.
Inject yourselves with a little, if you're getting romantic with the missus and you can't get it up, just inject yourself a little alcohol. And, who knows what will happen. So there we go. There's Amazon Lion's Creepy Critters. So hopefully next week, Amazon Lion will have another creepy critter for us. And hopefully we'll have another show. Hey, we got or Vorax. Thanks for joining us. Speaking of names, I'm going to go ahead and give this room one last shout out. What do you think about that?
That sounds good. Shout out.
Okay.
Shout, let it all out.
Well, that's what that moth did. See, he let it all out. So
these are the things we can't do without.
Yeah. Hey, there's Keith's dad. Holy cannoli. I ain't seen Keith's dad in a fox's age. Well, I saw him. He did a live stream not too long ago, but it was a video gaming live stream. Welcome, Keith's dad. Good to see
Hey,
you, bro.
Keith's dad. Woohoo!
Yeah, Keith's dad is pretty rad, all dressed in plaid. Don't get him mad, or he'll. I don't know. I had something for that, but then I forgot. But he's okay. I got it. He's the rad dad, all dressed in plaid. Don't get him mad, or he'll turn bad. How about that?
Go kart Bob, are you coughing up hairballs?
Oh no. Been
They
busy.
gave his cat a bath today, but hard to get the hair off his tongue.
Well, I gotta tell you, I usually have a hairy tongue, but for different reasons. Or at least it feels like that. You know, it's like after you've been out drinking all night, you wake up with a hairy tongue, you know?
Do I need to ask?
Keith's dad, I'm glad I'm not a fad and still a rad bad dad. Heck yeah, man. You missed a couple of Mandela. I'm sorry, not Mandela. Hero and Saggy shows with you in them. But it's nice to see you nonetheless. Nice to see everybody who showed up here tonight. We had
thank you, everyone.
I think we had a good long show, and we had a lot of topics.
Absolutely did.
And
it was gorgeous.
I one more time, I would like to apologize for our late start. We did start early, but then I had to take it down. But this one stayed up. So let's go ahead and give this room a nice shout out, shall we?
We shall.
All right. So we had Go Kart Bob screeching in. I can't do that as well as Saggy. We had Michael Fontaine. You're supposed to repeat Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. How's that? Is that better?
That's good. Yeah. Maybe next week you'll remember. DD74. Philo Fire. Good old Keith's dad, of course. Bone breaking action. I remember he was here earlier. Or Vormax slipping in the last second. Slippery little sucker he is. Eddie Von Kuhn was here, the real one with a wrench. Fizzy, squeaky, chirping wild rice cricket as well. Let's see, who else did we have in here? Oh, Nicole Ackerman was in here. She was on our last live stream. She set through all that craziness. And I think Michael Fontaine did too. Preliminal. Oh, I missed him. I didn't see him back there. Preliminal. All right. Good to see him in the house tonight. I don't know how he slipped past me. We had Teresa Lynch. She was here earlier as well. And I'm scrolling up in case I missed anybody. And let's see. I think I've got it pretty well covered. I did mention bone breaking action. A lot of people here tonight. A lot of people coming in, enjoying our Shifty Sunday broadcast.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous to see everyone tonight. And commenting and, just enjoying the show.
Participating in chat. Always good to see that. But that about wraps it up for this week's Shifty Sunday. We hope to see all you wonderful people again. And next week, we'll have another wonderful show. And hopefully we'll only have to do it once.
Sounds great to me. Nice doing the show with you, Hebro. 77, and hopefully we'll do this again soon, real soon.
Hopefully so. Hopefully next week. And also, I have an announcement. Me and Saji are going to start a new show. It'll be on Friday nights. It's going to be a little bit late, around the 9 o'clock hour. Actually, your guys' time will be more like 10-ish. But we're going to try to start a late show on Fridays, and we're kind of working on titles, but I think we're going to call it Funky Friday. And I hope that you guys can join us on Fridays. And this week on Tuesday, there's going to be a special show. Or not Tuesday, I'm sorry. On Thursday, there's going to be a special show. I'm going to have a live stream. We're going to have special guest Armor up. And Brother Matthews will be on that show as well. And by the way, if me and Saji do happen to miss a Funky Friday, we will do Taco Tuesday instead. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to do Funky Friday next week. So I'm looking forward to that. And until next time, this has been Shifty Sunday. This has been Hebrew77 along with Amazon Lion. And we'll see all of you guys again real soon. So,
see you soon.
Daniel Boone. Oh, hey, there's Sweet Connie Joe. She came in last second.
Uh-oh. Hi, Miss Sweet Connie Joe.
Sweet Connie Joe, you missed a heck of a show. Unless you watched it, you were lurking the whole time. I don't know. We do. I forgot to tell you this. Amazon line, but we do have the most funnest, most wonderfulest lurkers and the world
yeah
could ever lurk.
Well, keep on lurking.
And we'll be here next week. Same Shifty Sunday time, same Shifty Sunday day. So
Night, y'all.
Good night. And see you next time on Shifty Sunday. Do. Why is it not playing? However,